Hello, everyone. Welcome to the October 2024 edition of One Man's Meat is Another Man's Poison podcast. I am Dr. Joy Odimegu, a herbal medicine expert. I'll be talking about foods as medicine. I've talked about this in all the previous months, but specifically this month and next, I'll be talking about specific foods and what they do in the body. This we all know to be true that our foods can serve as medicines. It's also important to become more intentional about the foods we eat to direct it towards that longevity role. When we regard our foods as playing an active part in our health, well being, and longevity, we become more knowledgeable about the constituents of the foods and how they function in the body. Today, I'll speak more about foods that facilitate long life because they are commonly not as well discussed as foods that are used to control weight or treating one ailment or the other, which are also very important. But I'm trying to cover the gap for longevity. So, the best foods for long lives are legumes, for instance, peas and beans, fruits, watermelon, mangoes, oranges, and peaches. My examples are not exhaustive. I'm just picking up from the sky and noting some examples. There are more. Please feel free to ask in the comments. Then we have the nuts, walnuts, peanuts, almonds, and cashew nuts. Vegetables like melon leaves, cabbages, lettuces, and jute leaves. And lastly, but no less important, are the whole grains, which are maize, barley, millet, and rice. I'll add yams here to cover the little mentioned tubers. Because of their high starch content, people tend to avoid them. But they are chock full of fibers and they are very important too for longevity. How does the plant foods mentioned here effectively prolong life? What is their mechanism of action? How do they work in the human body? Now, you must have noticed that I mentioned all the classes of foods: carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, minerals. All these play a role. But then, when we're intentional in eating, when we know that this is what this particular type of food or class of food does in my body, then I will be able to organize and prepare them well. So, the legumes, firstly, are good sources of proteins that work at repair and growth of body tissues. This we've always known. They also have minerals, vitamins, and fiber, a lot of them. Beans and legumes contain complex carbohydrates that does not cause blood sugar spikes. What does this mean? It means that when we consume the legumes, beans is a legume, and um, it gets to the blood, the glucose spike is not as fast as when we eat carbohydrates or sugary food like the sodas. And this reduced high spiking is very, very important for insulin metabolism. Legumes also have very low fat. Some of the lentils contain phytoestrogens, which are known to be natural cancer protective foods. This was not known in many years before, but in recent times, research is showing us the importance, the medicinal properties of the foods that we eat. Secondly, one gets a lot of antioxidants from the fruits and veggies that we consume. These chemical compounds remove the chemicals that cause illness. They are called oxidating agents, and plants contain antioxidants that remove the oxidating agents to make us remain healthy and well. Veggies also have anti-inflammatory agents that decreases molecular oxidative stress that accumulates as we age in the human cells, and this exerts positive influence on the cells, causing positive impact on longevity. Now, I've been using a lot of big words and had promised that I'm not going to use those big words, but it's important that we understand what is happening at the cellular molecular level. So I'm now realizing that I'll be unable to do justice to this topic in the allotted time. So I'll have a part two in November. But before I go, a little bit about yams. Yams are now known to contain some compounds that actively kill cancer cells. Yes, You heard right. It's published, it's evidence based. Our yams, for those in Africa listening, our yams, edible yams, contain compounds that kill cancer cells. Next month, I'll discuss this more. Thank you. Keep the questions coming and please comment and keep subscribing. Bye bye for now. Thank you.